My name is John Barber, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to another performance by the Reimagined Radio Project. Tonight we are, thanks to the generosity of KXRW, Vancouver's community radio, recording and streaming our performance live all over the internet, which originates here in historic Kiggins Theatre, located in the heart of the Arts District in downtown Vancouver, Washington, USA. Reimagined Radio is a community performing arts and culture project I started 6 years ago with the intent of providing live performances of radio drama. Beyond high quality, locally produced entertainment, the intent of Reimagined Radio is to spark your imaginations. More than a mass medium for distributing talk, sports, or traffic reports, radio is a rich canvas with many opportunities for creative endeavors and experience. You can see and hear that creativity tonight as voice actors and sound artists produce a live radio broadcast. Our performance tonight marks the anniversary of an important incident now a part of our cultural background here in southwestern Washington. It involves audacity, conflict, frustration, and fearlessness. It marks a point in time where we can say, right here, this is where everything changed. Tonight's performance is written and directed by Dan Wyatt Jr., who brings a personal connection to the story. His mother-to-be was delayed in the Seattle airport by the events we will recount in just a moment. She was on her way to visit Dan's father-to-be, her fiancé. I hope you will enjoy the way we feature this life event in our performance. Some quick thanks before we begin. First, thank you to my partners, Metropolitan Performing Arts, the Creative Media and Digital Culture Program at Washington State University, Vancouver, KXRW Radio, and the historic Kiggins Theatre. Finally, many thanks to Victor 23 Brewing for their generous sponsorship of tonight's performance. Victor 23 is a D.B. Cooper-inspired brewing company whose works you can enjoy tonight on tap upstairs in the Marquee Lounge. Special thanks to the voice actors and sound artists tonight. All are unpaid volunteers seeking to provide you with an evening of arts and culture. If you can and would like to help in this adventure, either financially or in kind, please see us after tonight's performance. Every contribution is appreciated and used to provide future performances. Once again, thank you for joining us tonight. Please enjoy the show.
On this very night in 1971, the eve of Thanksgiving, the only person to walk onto a commercial aircraft, hijack it, and escape without capture before or since occurred on a Northwest Airlines passenger jet traveling from Portland, Oregon to Seattle, Washington. Nearly all the ransom money and the man who parachuted into infamy has been missing ever since, and the crime remains unsolved. The early 70s were tumultuous times. The conflict in Vietnam continued to wage on, even though many polls showed majority of Americans were against it. The Pentagon Papers were published by the Washington Post, all but indicating President Nixon, who had that same year instituted a freeze on wages, prices and rents, removed the gold and silver backing from the US dollar, all to counteract rising inflation, fuel shortages, and unemployment that was beginning to climb. One such individual was perhaps pushed in a moment of desperation. That individual has become a part of Pacific Northwest lore, along with Sasquatch, flying saucers, a term coined in Washington State, and the cataclysmic destruction of a once dormant volcano, Mount St. Helens. Tonight, we focus on this one mysterious figure, mistakenly known as D.B. Cooper due to a press blunder. The unknown assailant has been portrayed in movies, side plots in television shows, folk songs, and even comic books. There's speculation that the name he actually gave to the ticket agent was inspired by a French-Canadian comic book from the 60s, Dan Cooper. What we hope to portray here are a series of transmissions that may have, or in most cases did, occur. In the few short hours from the initial threat until he disappeared forever and became legend, much confusion ensued as many individuals across multiple agencies, even the flight crew themselves, attempted to communicate with each other over various forms of technology. Telephone conversations, two-way radio communication, television and broadcast radio interviews, even tape recordings to document all information needed to resolve a tense situation, keep citizens safe, as well as informed and uphold the law. These are those transmissions.
Any ideas, guys?
Well, I'm tossing around an idea of an editorial on Robin Hood.
Robin Hood as thief or hero?
Not sure yet, Chief. Depends on the point of view of the people, I suppose. Is the government corrupt or doing right by those they govern?
Well, I don't know. Hardly news story for the Thanksgiving edition. Is it, Scotty?
I don't know. 1971 isn't exactly drawing to a close under low anxiety levels. Vietnam, rising oil prices, people are losing their homes.
Weather reported in the Portland metro area in the mid-40s, falling throughout the evening. High probability of a storm. Advisable if you're en route to relatives' home for the holiday, you do so before things start to turn ugly.
Turn down the tube, will you? We might miss something on the police scanner.
All local agencies, PD 32164 in progress. Please respond, PDX.
164, that's not a 10 code. What is that?
Not local police. It's federal.
Here we are, y'all's top-notch burger, gravy fries, and a Green River. Will that do it for you, Ralph?
You know it. Here's a 5.
Same every time. You're like clockwork, Ralph.
PD 32 over. Code 164.
This is Himmelsbach. That was a 164, you say?
Yes, 164 in progress. Portland International. Verified. Report to Northwest Airlines Operations Office.
A skyjacking. Keep the change, kid. Some idiot must have seen that article about the Canadian hijacker. Damn newspapers. Of course, they go about it all wrong. Taking a gun on board is threatening, sure, but too directional. The crew overtook him easily. Now a bomb, something where everyone is in danger simultaneously. That would be a real threat.
PD 32 on that 164. Be advised the suspect has an explosive device.
Damn, this is going to be a long night.
All right, guys, hold it for a second. Listen here. Turning this back up.
This just in, authorities reporting that Northwest Orient Flight 305 en route to Seattle-Tacoma Airport was skyjacked sometime this afternoon.
Skyjacking? In Washington State? What, gonna fly to Cuba from here? What do they think they're doing?
That's a long way to the Middle East or South America. What do they think they're doing? Forget Robin Hood tonight, buddy. Get on the horn to PDX, find out who this is. We go to print in 12 hours.
God, there you are, Ralph. Where you been? We got a hot one here.
Now, traffic on Sandy was fierce. What do we know besides this bomb?
You've got some gravy on your tie there, Ralph. Let me take you to Frank Feist, Northwest Air's Portland manager. Frank, this is Ralph Himmelsbach. He's lead on the case. Each division assigns investigators with piloting experience. For these types of crimes, Ralph has flown military and civilian. It's their best chance.
Has the suspect made demands yet?
Yep, $200,000 in cash and a knapsack.
Jiminy Christmas, extortion too. That's a new wrinkle we don't usually get. He's not just after a Cuban vacation.
I know. With that kind of money, you could buy 8 houses.
That's a hell of a hit, Frank. Are you going to make it?
Well, waiting to hear from Minneapolis now, but I imagine so. Don Nyap's a hell of a negotiator when it comes to money. Pulled us out of a big slump back in the 50s.
Naira?
Northwest Air's president. He's in Minneapolis HQ right now.
Yes, sir. Yes. Of course, sir. I'll call Al in Seattle right now. He said we're to meet all demands possible to ensure passengers and plane arrive safely. Blank check.
This scumbag is holding all the high cards. Okay, we will stand by and advise. Bureau policy is to investigate, but not interfere. So in the meantime, we'll look into every clue in detail, so if and when everyone is safe, we can fully take over the investigation and hopefully nail his hide. We'll let you guys work this out. So what have you got so far?
Well, we don't have much. No name, description, or exactly how it happened. Just initial demand of money. He hasn't communicated what to do after that. Monitoring radio flights and frequencies between Flight 305, Seattle Air Traffic Control, and HQ in Minneapolis.
Julius, do we have any pull with McCord? See if we can't wrangle some air support on standby. I anticipate needing to get some birds skyward to trail this. What kind of plane is this?
It's a 727.
Well, I won't be doing it in my single-engine Taylor craft, so we'll need fighters.
Calling now.
Frank, any way you can start sifting names?
Well, we've got the ticket lists from the front counter and a flight manifest. Our friend, whoever the hell he is one of 29 men of the 36 passengers. We've got a psychologist working on it, trying to draw a profile, trying to figure out what this guy might do.
He's a sleazebag who's probably pretty desperate. This doesn't fit any of our profiles. I've worked on 40 hijack cases to date. All we have to go on are the usual political asylum speakers heading south with our birds. But this guy is bats.
Well, we've been recording all communication since we first got word. I imagine we might obtain more information from the cabin and cockpit VR at some point.
Voice recorders can pick up cabin chatter? I thought that was just in the cockpit.
Well, it records all talk over the plane's communications devices. That includes the aft interphone the stewardesses use to talk to the cockpit. Now, if the button were held down and the handset was close enough to anybody talking, well, we'd be able to hear it. We try to record anything that might help on our end.
McCord has 2 F-106 interceptors ready to be scrambled on our word.
Good. Fast planes, no problem tailing a 727. Okay, let's hear that tape.
Passenger has advised this is a skyjacking. Stewardess was handed a note, requests $200,000 and a knapsack by 1700 in Seattle. Wants 4 parachutes. Wants money in negotiable American currency. Denomination of bills not important. Has bomb in briefcase and will use it if anything is done to block his request. ETA Seattle, 1530.
Now, that recording that was at 3:05, just after takeoff at 2:58.
He didn't waste any time, did he?
Okay, now here's the recording at about 3:15.
After landing in Seattle, requests that no one meet the aircraft to hinder us. Do not want FBI agents or anyone to meet the aircraft. We'll park the aircraft away from the gate. Do not want anyone to approach the aircraft from any direction. Will advise late instruction. Do not want any equipment at the aircraft.
And this came over what channel?
Flight 305, Captain Scott talking to Minneapolis on one of our ARI frequencies.
I'm not familiar with ARI.
Aircraft Radio Incorporated, an air industry consortium set up to provide a spectrum of radio frequencies set aside from company business, outside of air traffic control.
You might think of it as our own personal phone system, if you will, but it just happens over the radio.
This captain must be one cool turkey. Seems as calm as if he were reporting an inoperative coffee maker. Who are we talking with in Seattle?
Well, primarily my counterpart there, Al Lee. Seattle's air traffic control is also apprised of it. Minneapolis was called first, but ATC is relaying the demands to your agents up north as they come in.
All right, once we figure out which of the passengers is our suspect, we will need to talk to the first person to encounter this extortionist. I expect the only way to do that is by process of elimination, checking off the other passengers against the manifest. Hopefully, we can get that done soon. Who was working the ticket counter today?
Well, that would be Dennis Line. He handled all the check-ins for 305.
Okay, as soon as we know a name, I'll speak with him. Is he still here?
Well, no. His shift ended before we knew about this, and he's left already. We called his wife, but he's out doing some last-minute holiday shopping, so we left a message with her. If the plot isn't thick enough, his wife just called back and said Dennis called her from the store phone saying his car battery died and he couldn't get the damn thing started. Maybe somebody should just go pick him up.
I'll take care of that. I'm sure his wife knows the shopping place. Radio me when you're on the location.
We don't have much to question him about right now without knowing who our air pirate is. What time is it now? 3:27. Supposed to be landing in a few minutes, aren't they? The sooner we have the passengers offloaded, the sooner we have a name.
ETAC Control, this is Flight 305 inbound.
Go ahead, Flight 305.
Confirming status of Skyjacker's demands.
The money is being arranged, as are the chutes. They are coming from McCord Air Force Base. ETA, 20 minutes, we hope.
Tell him we can't land yet.
I'll let him know.
Okay, Control. Given our proximity and a lack of demands arriving, Skyjacker has advised us to be in a hold pattern and not start descent until the money and chutes are ready. We'll circle Seattle-Tacoma until given green light on delivery. We'll appraise passengers of a minor technical issue until advised to land. No ETA on. Stand by, Control.
Bill, he doesn't want military chutes, civilian only. Wanted me to remind you we can't land until all is ready at the airport.
Control, be advised that the Skyjacker will not accept the chutes from McCord. They must be civilian, and to remind you they must be ready along with the money before allowing us to land.
Roger that, 305. They are working on the money. We'll relay parachute demand. This is Seattle Air Traffic Control. I have Ralph, Al, Frank. Are you all on the line?
Yes.
Himmelsbach, I'm here.
Ali here.
And do we have Minneapolis as well?
Yeah, we're on as well.
Just heard the next layer of information relayed from Captain Scott. The money along with 4 parachutes need to be readied before the Skyjacker will allow a landing. Also, parachutes need to be civilian, not from McCord as we had planned, so there will be further delay.
Good. Any extra time will work in our favor.
Except being able to call names from the manifest.
Al, we've conferred and think you're the best candidate to deliver the Skyjacker demands to the plane when they land. However, it would be advisable not to wear your Northwest uniform out there. Might be mistaken as a government authority.
Agreed. I've got a tan overcoat I'll need to wear out there anyway with this weather. With just my slack showing, it'll look plainclothes enough. I'll start checking Seattle area for jump schools.
We've already reached out to McCord about some fighters to track our plane. I'll let them know to cancel the chutes.
4 chutes? I can't figure out why he'd want 4. Is he going to attach money to one of them?
A fool and his money would soon be parted. Not that I don't think he's a damn fool. I hope to hell he's not thinking of taking hostages with him.
Good Lord, could you imagine that?
No, Frank, and I don't want to.
Those poor people would be terrified.
I would be terrified jumping out of that plane into this mess, and I've jumped before.
So what difference does it make if they're military chutes or not?
Military chutes deploy before falling 200 feet. Safety feature. He wants to control descent, free fall longer. Now we know we have a skilled parachuter who we're dealing with. Relay that to your in-house head shrinker.
305 to Control.
Go ahead, 305.
Skyjacker is seated aft in 18E. All the other passengers have been moved forward, except one snotty U of O kid. He's seated right across the aisle from our friend. Of course, the one guy we want to move the most won't. Our guy with the briefcase is otherwise being quite calm, and from what the attendants tell me, rather polite. Once we land and demands are met, at that point, he says all passengers can go free, and we will have final demands.
Agent Himmelsbach.
Director Hoover here.
Yes, sir. You're calling about Northwest Orient.
Himmelsbach? What's the status of this son of a bitch?
Well, sir, we have his list of demands, $200,000 and 4 parachutes. Flight 305 is currently in a holding pattern above Seattle International. The hijacker is given no further destination.
Well, I don't want that bastard taken off again. I want our best sharpshooters in the area on that tarmac ready to take him out. He sticks so much as a feather out of that bird, I want our boys to pluck it.
Yes, sir. I'll see what I can do.
And Himmelsbach, I want each and every one of whatever bills you wrangle up for this godless SOB run through the record act and copies of the microfilm distributed along with a list of numbers to every bureau office, police station, financial institution across the country. No mistakes, Himmelsbach. And if he gets off the ground to wherever the hell he's going and somehow makes it out alive, we'll find him first, the Bureau. If he buys a pack of Raleighs at some border town gas station run by a pumpkin center country boy, I want an agent there while the tire tracks are still fresh in the Texas dirt.
Tell me about this crook, John. How will we get him?
One moment, Mr. President. Himmelsbach, no foul-ups.
No, understood, sir.
Who was that?
The boss.
Julius?
No, in D.C. You know what I'm thankful for, Frank? That I live in a normal town like Portland.
Well, Ralph, that used to be the case, but I think things just got forever weird starting today.
Now, what's that coming off the teletype?
It's from Rigby, our director of ground services, down at the air freight offices. We'd figured we'd send the ransom and chutes there directly, as that would be the quickest way to get them out to the plane when it lands. Here, it says, having some difficulty securing chutes within the time limits. 2 backpacks were located through Pacific Aviation at Boeing Field coming via taxicab. 2 chest packs coming from a Mr. Lynn Emmerich at Issaquah, Washington. State Patrol are rushing them here now, but are slowed due to weather conditions and an accident on the highway. Airport branch of Seattle First National doesn't have the full $200,000, but are acquiring the deficient amount from the main office in the downtown branch. All serial numbers will be recorded. All money and chutes are expected in hand here at Air Freight by 5:20. So I guess we give them the all clear? We're already 20 minutes past demand deadline. We shouldn't delay further.
He already thinks we're stalling. Any further delays and, well, frankly, we may not be able to convince him otherwise.
Well, have your sharpshooters ready? I'm calling it into control.
I'm in C concourse here at Seattle-Tacoma International, where Northwest Airlines 305 has landed and has been on the tarmac, set off from the terminal about 1 mile for some 10 minutes. You see here behind me the silver aircraft that landed about 5:45 p.m., being drenched in a squall of rain that just moved into the area. We're told all flights along the entire West Coast from Alaska to San Francisco have been told to give the area a wide berth, while airline officials and government agencies determine how best to meet the Skyjacker's demands and safely extract passengers from Flight 305. We don't have much more information in regard to a name or a motive of the individual who commandeered the plane nearly 3 hours ago. Before landing, the plane was in a holding pattern above us for 1 hour. We had a chance to talk to one traveler whose plans have been altered by this aviation interloper. Miss, will you tell us your name, please?
My name is Janice Beslow.
And I'm her mother, Vi. Hi.
Yes, hello. Where were you traveling to today?
Oh, I'm not. I just brought my daughter out to the airport to go see her boyfriend in Texas.
I'm a school teacher out in Cleellum. I took the bus over here this morning in order to be on time for my flight at 5 to Dallas to visit my fiancé.
We just live over in Beacon Hill, so I brought her over.
And plans have been altered, it seems. Must be frustrating.
Well, I am annoyed. Living so far apart, we don't have much chance to see each other. But I worry more than anything.
Worried?
Well, I worry about the people on the plane out there. They must be a nervous wreck. But also, things will never be the same. I can see this changing things, how we travel.
How do you mean? Hijackings are infrequent, but over the last half dozen years, we're not unaccustomed to hearing about them. Just one of the hazards of travel, wouldn't you say?
Oh, I don't know. This just seems different. Maybe if they've happened enough, the people who are in charge will add new processes to prevent this sort of thing from happening as much. I can just see things being different. Who knows what that would be? But all I can say is flying will end up being a different experience. Hopefully not for the worst, but I can't see it staying the same, and it's kind of sad, really.
Well, just a bit of frustration and anxiety from one traveler who I'm sure is not alone in that sentiment. Anything you'd like to add, Mom?
Oh, she'll have a great story to tell her kids, I guess. And Edward, if you're watching this on the news tonight, you'll know why I'm not home yet, hon. My husband.
Okay. Well, there you are, Edward. Your wife will be delayed getting home. And Janice Beslow, best of luck with your travel plans and to your future family. Reporting for King 5 News.
Control to Fuel Truck 99, what's your status?
Control, there was a vapor lock and the fuel line only pumped about 5 or 60 gallons before it froze up. Tried several minutes to clear it without success. Brought out second truck to replace it.
How quickly can the plane be refueled?
Estimate just another few minutes. Control, our friend is getting anxious again. What is fueling status?
Had a failure on the first truck. Second truck is fueling now. Stand by. Fuel truck, how are we looking? Fuel truck for 305, over.
Oh, for crying out loud. Control, this truck just ran empty. Need to request another truck.
Sounds like you boys have got some operational issues to resolve after this weekend, assuming you're not blown up by an anxious hijacker.
Third truck now.
Captain, you're not going to believe this, but second truck just ran dry. Third truck on its way.
Oh, I can believe it. I just hope our friend back there does, and doesn't get too much more agitated about it.
Just finishing putting on my wireless microphone. What's our delivery status?
Stand by, having fueling delays. Stair car has been requested and will dock with the nose exit. Al, just got word you're clear to deliver Skyjacker demands. Flight 305, be advised, delivery car with ransom is en route to you.
Okay. We should hear from you here. You can't hear us, though, except on your CB, in your car. Do a radio check once you're at your car.
Roger that. Check. Check. Are you reading me? This is gonna be a long mile. Any word about being able to get on that plane?
Stand by. He will check again with cockpit. That's a negative. Skyjacker does not want anyone boarding. Stewardess will descend and retrieve packages. Head toward aft of plane.
All right, I'm about 100 yards off. Is there any instruction about the money or the chutes first? I'm sure one gal can't handle it all in one trip by herself.
Unknown. She will probably inform you upon arrival.
All right, well, I'm at the tail stair. Do I wait?
Stand by.
A stewardess just came out.
flight attendant, do you have the money? He wants the money first.
Yes, it's here. Here you go. Can I carry it on for you?
Oh, no. He said no one comes on. I'll take it by myself. I'll be back for the parachutes. You have them?
Yes, they're here. All right, the money was taken by the stewardess into the plane. She'll return for the chutes. All right, she's back. What's your name?
Tina.
How is everybody? Has anyone been hurt?
No. He's not done or said very much. He writes, he holds the wires to the bomb when he gets nervous sometimes. But that's it.
Well, these are the backpack chutes. Civilian, as requested. I'm getting close to the rear stair. I'm trying to get a visual on the Skyjacker. I can't see anything. There's no sign of him. He's probably staying clear. I'm gonna get the second set of chutes now.
I'm back for the other chutes.
Has he said anything?
Well, he was checking the money when I went back. Said it looks like it's there. Asked why he didn't get it in a knapsack like he asked.
We never heard that specific. We just received it in the bank bag. We figured that would be sufficient.
Why does this one have an X? What does that mean?
I don't know. We just got what we got from the jump school. It mustn't mean anything because they didn't tell us. So, should I wait? Are you gonna be back?
I don't know.
Packages delivered. Should I continue to wait? Come back?
The cockpit says he's waiting on Skyjacker. No word. Just a moment. Okay. He says the passengers can go. Should be coming down the front stair.
Nothing yet. Nothing. Still no one. Wait, here's one. Two. It's a couple. I'm heading back out to them. Folks, I'm Al Lee with Northwest Airlines. If you will just head towards the terminal.
Why are we parked so far away?
It's raining! Why do we have to walk all this way?
Please, sir, just start walking towards the terminal. It's imperative that you do so.
This is not first class service. We were sitting in first class.
Folks, I'm Al Lee with Northwest Airlines. If you will just head towards the terminal. Sir, a bus is on its way, but for your safety, please begin walking towards the terminal. Please.
What about our luggage? Will our luggage be inside? Normally they're loading by now.
Please, sir, I apologize, but everyone needs to start walking towards the terminal. Please follow my instructions. We will explain the situation once we're inside.
Yeah, but this plane was hijacked, wasn't it? I know it was. I saw that stewardess bring a big bank bag on. I mean, I was sitting closest to the back. I know it was.
Folks, we have a safety concern, and we do not want you near the plane. Please. Look, here comes the bus now. So please head towards the bus to pick you up. That's it. Thank you. Please. This way. Now, does anyone need any special assistance? If you're not able to walk, I can take a few in my car. Are you the last one off?
Yeah, I was sitting in the back. Not sure why she made us come all the way up to the front. The back door was open.
I apologize. So, you're the last one?
No. There was one guy in my row. He didn't seem like he was coming.
Don't worry about him.
The stewardesses were mostly paying attention to him the whole time. I could hardly get a drink. They were kind of rude, if you ask me.
Please, the bus is here. We'll explain everything on the bus. All right, they're all getting on the bus. I tried to count all of them, and I think there was 35. I'm gonna follow behind. The fuel truck is still here.
Everyone, I know you must all have a lot of questions. We will be answered in due time. But for now, I need to take a roll call for all who is here. When I call your last name, please answer loud and clear that you are here. I will read last names. Michelson. Michelson.
Here.
Feingold. Here. Mendez. Here. Klaus. Kuroda. Pollard.
Here.
Pollard, excuse me. Mr. and Mrs. Cummings.
Here.
McDonald. All right. Rice.
Here.
Warrenstaff. Minch. We have a Conley. Anvid. McPherson. Wetzel. Jensen. Connors. Homestead. Truitt. Street. Street.
I'm here.
Donahoe. Murphy. Thank you, Murphy. Simmons. Cooper. Thank you. House. House is here?
Here.
House. Here. Keats. Spreckle. Here. Spreckle? Okay. Mitchell.
Here.
Gregory.
Here.
Lebesonaya, real? Is there a Lebanese?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Cooper?
I already said here.
Wait. What's your first name?
Michael.
We also have another Cooper. A Dan Cooper. Is there a Dan Cooper? Okay. Clover.
Okay, I checked entire manifest. All are present except a Dan Cooper. I repeat, Dan Cooper is not present. All other names on passenger manifest accounted for.
Scotty, news desk. They've been released. Hey, everyone, passengers are safe. Yeah. Flight crew still on board. Yeah, seeing it here on the wire too. Still refueling? Okay. No destination set, but money and chutes are on board. What I'd like to know is how much does $200,000 weigh? That must be quite a package to jump with, if that's what he intends to do. 21 pounds, huh? Well, less than I thought. Must be big bills. All 20s? Stacks of 100? And where did the chutes end up coming from? Okay, Issaquah, Seattle Sky School. Do we have a contact number there? Earl Cossey, okay. And he just packed the chutes? Lynn Emmerich, owner. Okay, got a phone number? Sunset 30475. Got it.
Dennis Line, I'm Agent Ralph Himmelsbach with FBI. Thank you for returning. I will be recording this conversation. You've been briefed about our situation.
Yes, Dan Cooper, our friend on 305.
I wouldn't describe him as a friend. How long have you been employed at Northwest?
I've been working in the airline industry for about 25 years now.
The whole time with Northwest?
Much of it, yes. I love what I do.
How old are you, Mr. Line?
I'm 48 years young.
What time did you start your shift today?
I reported in promptly at 7 a.m. I was pretty close to the end of my shift when Mr. Cooper got to my counter.
And what time was that?
About 1:50, I'd say. Pretty close to 2 o'clock.
Okay, tell me everything you remember from the encounter.
Well, it was the usual seasonal mix of people. You know, the ones we get this time of year. Regular business commuters trying to get back home for the holidays. Families traveling to see their relatives. Although they tend to come in later in the day, so that surge hadn't really picked up yet. I was off at 3:30, so I wouldn't have to deal with the much less uninitiated travelers, thank God. So, most of them in my line were your average nondescript businessmen. Everyone was surprisingly patient, except for our friend Mr. Cooper, as I recall. For someone purchasing a ticket so close to departure, especially... Yes, sir. May I help you?
I'd like to purchase a seat on your next available flight to Seattle.
I have Flight 305 scheduled for departure at 2:50. You'll have little under an hour.
Okay. Give me a one-way ticket. That's a 727, right?
Why, yes, sir, it is. Will you be needing a return reservation?
I could. But no. One way only.
Fine, sir. One-way Seattle, that's $20. Your name?
Cooper. Dan Cooper.
All right. And do you have any baggage that needs to be checked?
No. I'll just carry this.
Well, there you are, Mr. Cooper. Flight 305 will depart from Gate 52, Concourse L at 2:50. We expect to be boarding at 2:35. Have a great flight. Then he said something. This is what stands out in my mind. It wasn't all that strange, but the way he said it.
I'm hoping it's gonna be legendary.
Uh-huh. And how would you describe his physical appearance?
Well, nothing out of the ordinary, really. He's tall, about 5'10", maybe 6 feet. Medium build, white gentleman, mid-40s maybe. Dark hair, thinning. He had it cut short. He was wearing a black suit and tie. He did keep his sunglasses on the whole time, however, and that was also strange, I guess, because it was still light out even though the sun wasn't up, you know? And who wears sunglasses around Portland in November? Inside! You know, those wraparound kind. He was friendly enough, though.
Anything distinguishing about his briefcase?
No, just a briefcase. Like I said, looks like any number of half a dozen businessmen I sell tickets to on any given shift. Except for the sunglasses, though.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Line.
Ralph, he just released two of the three stewardesses. One of them was Florence Schaffner, who first got the note and then looked at the bomb.
Who's talking with her now?
Were you the one taking on TV Cooper flight? Did you talk to him? What did you say?
Did you find him charming? Rumors are that he's polite.
Are you romantically involved at all with the suspect?
No. Miss Schaffner will not be answering or responding to any questions at this time except with the FBI. Thank you. Now go away. recorder is on. Miss Schaffner, I appreciate the trying experience you've been through.
I started my day in Minneapolis. I got to work at 6 a.m. Central.
Florence, I understand, but time is not something we can afford yet. The quicker we can get answers, especially while information is still fresh in your mind, the more likely we can catch this Cooper. Can I get you anything?
No, I'll be fine.
How old would you say the suspect was?
About mid-40s, I'd say.
How tall was he? How much did he weigh?
A little under 6 feet, I'd think. Within a few inches, if not right at that height. Less than 200 pounds, 170, maybe 190.
How else would you describe him? Build, hair, eye color, race? Tell us so we can create a sketch to get out to the public.
Oh, he was sly, wearing a suit like a typical businessman. All dark suit, coat, tie, a thin one. There was a pearl stick pin in it. Darker complexion, sort of olive like a Spanish person. Hair and eyes both brown. His eyes were brown and piercing. He wore his sunglasses a lot, though. Those wraparound ones, you know? He smoked a lot, and Tina kept getting him bourbon when he asked. I could tell he was a regular smoker because his fingers had those stains from doing it so much. He was calm at first, but things took so long getting the money and the parachutes, and we couldn't land the plane. And he could become quite agitated. Hair was short and thin, like middle-aged men do. Oh, and he also wore those loafer kind of shoes, you know, the ones without laces.
Did you notice if he had anything with him? Besides the briefcase holding the explosive, did he carry anything with him that might have been additional clothing or footwear?
Not that I saw. But he wore an oversized coat as well. He kept it on the whole time.
When did you first interact with the suspect?
I greeted him when he came on board, of course. He was the last one on. Everyone boarded through the rear stair. We typically have time before taxi to serve a few beverages, and he ordered a couple of bourbon highballs. Bourbon and water, light in the water, he said. I could use one of those myself. So we start to taxi, and Captain makes the last-minute carry-on and seatbelt check announcement. Tina was in the aft door jump seat, so I took an empty seat next to the man. I noticed his briefcase was still out, so I reminded him that it needs to be stowed under the seat in front of him. He doesn't say anything, but he hands me this note. At that point, I remember I forgot to double-check that the beverage cart is locked in the back galley. Well, maybe I did, but we get these pickup notes from time to time asking us to dinner or a phone number where we are staying for layovers, you know. Maybe I locked it, or I just made an excuse to myself to move away for a moment. So I just shoved the note into my apron pocket.
Do you still have the note?
No. He asked for it back along with the instructions we took down for him to relay to the cockpit. So I just ignore what I thought was a come-on. I check the car, it's locked, and went to return to a different seat, and he leans into the aisle and he says, "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." He was so serious. At that point, without even looking at it, I felt weak. This was no come-on. I deal with that all the time. I've never been a part of a skyjacking.
Okay, Florence. That's enough for now. Thank you for your time, Miss Schaffner. We will have more questions, but we can resume later. Oh, one more thing. Does this sketch look anything like him?
It's close, but not exactly.
At approximately 3 p.m. today, Northwest Orient 305 departed from Portland International Airport en route to Seattle-Tacoma International when an individual, a D. Cooper, passed a note to one of the stewardesses informing her he was commandeering the plane. He apparently showed the stewardess the contents of a briefcase containing a series of wires, red cylinders, and a battery. The flight has been parked on the south runway while we gathered the items he demanded. The Skyjacker asked for $200,000 and 4 parachutes, which have been delivered by Northwest Airlines. All passengers, as well as 2 stewardesses, have been released. The flight crew and 1 stewardess have been detained and will be taking off again. The hijacker has asked to be flown to Mexico. Due to limited fuel capacity, the aircraft will have to land again before crossing the U.S. border. We are doing everything possible to ensure this person does not do anything rash that would jeopardize the lives of those who remain on board. That is all I have to report at this time. Thank you.
All right, that's all for now, folks. The agent in charge of the case has been hailed on the radio. I may be able to answer any further questions.
Okay, so what do we have so far? Let me see your copy. Northwest Orient Flight 305, 727 model plane. Everyone boards by 2:45. Plane takes off at 3 from Portland into Seattle. 36 passengers, 6 crew. Passes note to stewardess. Shows her a bomb in a briefcase. Demands made for $200K and 4 shoots. Seated in back. Okay, it's all we know. Fine, but we need a name. Do they have that yet?
Calling now. Hello, yes? Yes, Scott from the paper here. Calling about an update on the skyjacking. Do we have a name? Checked them all off the manifest, got it. His name was what? First name's Cooper? Well, last name, Cooper, got it. Spelled C-O-O-P-E-R? Huh? Okay, first initial's what? Wait, gotta go. Wait, is that D as in David or B as in boy?
Get the whole name.
Yes, to which? What? Wait, no, hang on. What? Mexico? All right, I'll call back.
So what'd they say?
Name's Cooper, DB Cooper, I guess. All passengers just released with 2 flight attendants once he got the dough. 4 flight crew left on board, asked to be taken to Mexico. Refueling now.
DB Cooper, huh?
I'll start checking criminal records for a Cooper. I'd also like to get some man on the street opinions. See how they feel about this guy being a criminal. Or not.
You're not still after that Robin Hood angle. I'm sure the feds will see it different. Make sure you talk to them and get both sides if you're going that direction, will you? Remember, we're journalists. We should be nothing if not fair. And get your facts right. These are people's lives, for God's sakes.
Control to Flight 305. We've consulted and believe that Reno will offer the best solution for refuel for continued route to Mexico. We've radioed RNO to apprise them of your arrival. We've calculated a few options for flight path, but would like to confer with your flight engineer.
Roger, Control. Harry is working on that now.
Captain, once flight path is confirmed, you are cleared for takeoff at any time from runway.
Be advised that our lone passenger has given us very specific flying instructions and is noted by flight attendant staff that he's very familiar with plane components and common terminology regarding commercial craft. May want to relay that information to our bureau friends.
Roger, passenger's familiarity. FBI believes that suspect is an experienced parajumper given specifics of shoot demands. NWA Best Psychology reports believe that he will jump at some point but have not ascertained when.
He says we need to go.
Control, we've made our calculations and are ready for takeoff. Our friend has given us clearance to do so. Transmitting flight plan to you now and request permission to begin taxi.
Okay, where are we at?
Okay, well, they're saying that we can't make it, even on a full tank of fuel to Mexico. So Reno Tahoe was determined to be the optional refuel site. Cooper agreed, but honestly, we don't believe that this will be his final destination. He's already made several additional demands on how the plane has got to be flown at exactly 10,000 feet, along with retaining stewardess Tina Mucklow, specifically for aft door and stair operation.
Do we have a flight plan yet? I want to scramble fighters out of McCord on that 727's tail. What is their heading?
Well, Seattle's relayed info. Here's what we plotted on this map. Here, look.
That makes sense. Flying at that altitude, it would be their only realistic option. Any further east and they'd be clipping the Cascades. Swing too far out toward the coast and they'd compromise their fuel consumption. Okay, we have our search route. If he has the guts to jump, Julius, call McCord to scramble those F-106s. Heading Victor 23.
You are listening to Reimagine Radio Skyjacker 71, the DB Cooper transmissions. We want to take a moment to tell you about our sponsor for tonight's show, Victor 23. Skyjacking or no skyjacking, when you travel, tensions can run high. Making sure you made all the arrangements, packing all the right necessities and so forth. Maybe you are en route to a destination but just need a place to relax with a cool beverage to calm your nerves. Or looking to take a little of the Northwest to relatives you're visiting. Well, there's no better place than Victor 23, located at 2905 St. John's Boulevard, just north of 4th Plain. This DB Cooper-inspired brewery will fill you with a sense of adventure and beer tasting and plenty of good food, too. At Victor 23, the sky is the limit. We thank Victor 23 Brewing for making this show possible. And now, back to our program.
Flight 305, you are cleared for takeoff on heading Victor 23.
Roger, control. Engaging engines now. Now we pray.
Flight 305, we are pulling for you. Godspeed.
Yeah, at 10,000 feet with flaps pushed down like this, speed is one thing we won't have.
Well, may the angels lift you up then.
So how close are those fighters?
They're taking off now. McCord has given us an open channel, VHF, with them.
Oh man, that's really unfortunate since our planes only carry UHF. There'll be no communication between the planes to coordinate.
McCord pilots, this is FBI Agent Ralph Hemmelsbach. Do you read?
Read you, this is Colonel Pearson. Loud and clear, Agent Himmelsbox. This is Major Murdoch. Happy to help catch your pirate. Any specific instructions other than base briefing to follow Flight 305?
Gentlemen, as you may have heard, this jerk that has commandeered the 727 presumably has an explosive device that he's threatened to use several times since this ordeal began several hours ago. This man is a coward, but I do not want to underestimate his willingness to detonate the device. When you are trailing on Victor 23, I recommend staying out of his line of sight so he can't see you from the cabin windows or the rear exit. All indications are he plans to open the aft stair mid-flight and parachute out.
Roger, Agent Himmelsbach. We will fly in formation both above and below altitude so as to be undetected, yet maintain visual.
I'm only single-engine certified myself, and I haven't piloted government property for a few decades, so I'm trusting your judgment.
We think we have a visual on Flight 305 now. Airspeed is painfully slow, even for a commercial airliner. We will have to fly S formations to maintain tailing position. Roger, S formation. Altitude 6,500. Altitude 7,500.
Gentlemen, do you still have visual? Any action, change of direction, a jumper, anything?
I apologize, sir. Maintaining visual is difficult. With the slow airspeed and inclement weather, we lose sight of craft for several moments while correcting out of S-curve. I concur. We will maintain course and formation, but keeping a bead on our target will not be 100%. Maintaining for as long as you deem necessary, Agent.
Well, hell. This SOB knows exactly what he's doing. Been stringing us along the whole line, thinking that we had the drop on him.
Well, you did say he was holding all the high cards from the beginning.
I suppose it's not worth trying to get up in a chopper, but what have we got to lose? Do we have any access to local helicopters?
Already contacted Oregon National Guard. Hueys are standing by on the pad now.
Well, let's go. I don't expect to see much, but let's give it our best damn shot.
We will do our best in this storm, sir.
Ralph.
Couldn't see a damn thing up there, Frank. 305 could have flown right next to us, and we would have been hard to see.
Ralph, I've got Harold Campbell on the phone for you.
Hello, this is Ralph Himmelsbach.
Ralph, this is Agent Campbell in Reno. Flight 305 landed a few minutes ago. We've done an initial search. No Cooper on board, just the crew. He must have jumped out somewhere up there. The flight crew believe it was when they noticed the instrumentation going a bit wonky for just a moment. With the cabin unpressurized, it was difficult to tell if it was just turbulence at the time, but it was just only that once. They were just south of Mount St. Helens over a Lake Merwin on Victor 23. Are you familiar with that area?
Not very familiar, and the weather up here at the moment, we won't be able to search it aerially or on the ground until morning. Things are a bit more rugged in this corner of the world. Anything else on the plane we can go on?
We did find a few items left behind. A clip, untie, a pearl tack, a bunch of Raleigh cigarette butts, bourbon glasses we can dust for prints with. We're retrieving the cockpit flight recorder, and we want that to get the recording up right away. We can use one of the ARI frequency transmits if you can have Frank Weiss establish a connection up there from your monitor the record from that.
I'll check. Frank, how close are we to establishing that connection?
Doing that right now. One moment. Okay, go ahead. We're hot.
Transmit when you're ready, Agent Campbell.
Okay, here you are. I'm like the recording from the entire flight.
We'd like to welcome aboard our new Portland passengers for Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305 and those continuing on to Seattle. This is your captain, Bill Scott, and we are about ready to taxi to the runway, preparing for our takeoff to Seattle-Tacoma Airport. Just sit tight, and we'll be there in time to buy your turkeys for tomorrow's feast. Our trip is scheduled for 32 minutes with a touchdown at approximately 3:30. As this is a short flight, there will be no dinner service. However, our cabin attendants, Tina, Florence, and Alice in first class, can assist you up until we leave the gate. Beverage service is available if you need something before takeoff. Complimentary soft drinks are available, as are beer, wine, and cocktails for $1. Today we are flying on a Boeing 727-51 aircraft with 36 souls on board, roughly a third of our 89 seats. So relax and spread out if you like. Take a whole row if you need it, since we have many of our 18 rows to spare. The stewardesses and my crew up here in the cockpit, co-pilot Bill Radachek and flight engineer Harold Anderson, wish you a pleasant flight. Time is 2:53. Flight 305, you are cleared to taxi.
Roger, control.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been cleared for taxi. Flight attendants, take your seats, and passengers, please stow any carry-ons not in the overhead berths under your seats. Please check your seat belts in preparation for takeoff. Time is 2:58.
What's up?
Bill, I was just handed a note from a passenger.
Oh, some lonely traveler couldn't wait to hustle you until after we take off?
No, it's not that. He says he has a bomb.
Come to the cockpit right away. Noting time for cockpit VR is 1500 hours. You have the note?
He told me to tell you he's taking charge of the plane.
I have a bomb in my briefcase. I will use it if demands are not met. I want you to sit next to me. You are being hijacked.
He asked for it back. He wants me to go back and sit with him.
Where is he seated?
18E.
Okay. Return to the cabin. Carry on as if nothing unusual is happening. We don't need a panic from other passengers. Try to get a look at the bomb if you can, so we'll know what we're dealing with. And see if you can't have Tina hold open the interphone line. I want to hear as much as I can.
We'll try.
Okay. Depending on what the situation is here, Bill, you assume flying while I try to keep the channels open with our friend back there. I hope the girls are up for this because I'm going to need them to be that channel. We start getting up and going back there, the passengers will get suspicious. I may need you to communicate with Flight while I talk to Minneapolis. Harry, you stay on your engineer duties and back up Bill in case he needs communication support.
Got it.
Understood, Captain.
Captain, okay, the interphone is able to stay locked on. How do you call us, though, since we can't hear you when the button is pressed?
I'll make an address over cabin PA, if it's dire. Otherwise, I'll flick the no smoking indicator one extra time, like this. When I need you or Florence to come forward. It's a short flight, Tina. You tell the girls we'll get through this. Have Alice remain in first class and deal with the other coach passengers. We will be depending on you three to keep that Skyjacker and other passengers calm and let us know what's going on. You can do this, honey.
Yes, Captain, thank you. Florence is sitting next to him now. I'll try to pull the interphone closer.
Now, watch closely. All I have to do is touch the end of this wire to this terminal. Do as I say, and nobody will get hurt. Do you understand? Good. Now, write down what I say and take it to the captain. Here's what I want. 200,000 American. Denominations do not matter to me. Put them in a knapsack. 2 backpack parachutes and 2 chest parachutes. After we refuel in Seattle and I get the stuff, passengers go free. Take off from Seattle by 5. Okay? Now take this to the captain.
Okay, Florence is heading back to the cockpit. He had her write something down.
Miss,
Yes, sir?
put down the interphone, please, and come here.
Can I get you another drink, sir?
Yes. Another bourbon and water, please.
Right away.
Okay, here's his demands.
Did you get a good look at the bomb?
Yes, it's in his briefcase. Some red sticks, kind of looked like road flares to me. A big battery and some wires. He showed me how he could set it off by touching the wires to the battery.
What is his mental state?
He's calm. Relaxed, really. It might be the bourbons.
Here you are, sir. Bourbon with a bit of water.
And here you are. Keep the rest.
Oh, no, thank you. That's quite all right. $19 is your change.
What does he look like?
Mid-40s maybe. Olive complexion, but probably white. Thin, fit. He put on sunglasses just before takeoff, the wraparound kind with the sides. He's a bit taller than me, and I better head back.
Maybe ask him if he has a final destination.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm calling this into Minneapolis now. Time recorded, 15:05. Flight 305, Captain William Scott to Minneapolis. Over.
Copy, 305. How are things in the Great Northwest?
Not so great today. We have a situation with a confirmed Skyjacker. Passenger has advised this is a skyjacking en route to Seattle. The stewardess was handed a note and requests $200,000 and a knapsack by 1700 in Seattle. Wants 4 parachutes. Wants money in negotiable American currency. Denomination of bills not important. Has bomb in briefcase and will use it if anything is done to block his request.
Roger on that skyjacking situation. Stand by. We'll advise further. What's your ETA?
ETA Seattle 1530. Now we wait for the brass band to play a tune.
Okay. You showed them the note?
Yes.
Give me back the note. Now, we wait to hear back from FAA. Any word from the captain on the interphone?
I will let the captain know of your needs. I'm sure he will be right with you. He wanted to know if we're going to be flying anywhere else after Seattle.
Please, tell the captain that upon landing in Seattle, there is to be no one around the plane. We will not taxi to or near passenger terminal, or no one vehicle or person is to approach the plane until I say so. And yes, they do need to be ready to refuel the plane, but not until I say so.
I'll let him know. Captain, our guest would like to relay to Seattle that no one or any vehicle should approach the plane until we land, until he says so. Also, the plane will need to be refueled.
No authorities, like the police or FBI.
Also, no police or FBI. He will let us know when fuel trucks can approach. He didn't seem to want to tell me about a final destination. Sorry, Captain.
305 to Minneapolis. After landing in Seattle, request that no one meet the aircraft to hinder us. Do not want FBI agents or anyone to meet the aircraft. We'll park the aircraft away from the gate. Do not want anyone to approach the aircraft from any direction. Will advise late instruction. Do not want any equipment at the aircraft. Time now is 15:15.
Roger, 305. Seattle to 305. Officials are wondering about your friend monitoring communications.
Unknown, but I think all is in the clear. Nobody's giving us trouble up here. He's in the back.
Hey!
Me or Florence?
Either one of you. What's going on with the FAA?
We don't know, sir. I will find out. Captain, passenger in 18E would like an update.
I just want to make sure there's not too much crosstalk. Too much radio current on the plane may cause a detonation.
I'll go to the cockpit so I don't have to use the interphone and make sure.
Minneapolis to Flight 305. Any update on where the suspect would like to go?
Negative. I've asked him once, so we don't want to ask him again. Would suggest we wait and see where he wants to go.
Flight 305. Be advised the storm front is moving your direction.
Roger, flight control. Time noted, 15:20.
Flight 305. Be advised that FBI in Portland and Seattle are aware of Skyjacker demands. They're working with us to secure money and parachutes from McCord Air Force Base in Tacoma.
Roger, new info, Bill. Bill, will you ping Florence to come forward? Let our friend know that Seattle operations is getting money from the bank now, and parachutes will be coming from McCord Base. All still calm?
So far. Drinking more bourbon. Maybe he'll pass out.
Hey. You smoke?
Not on duty. They're starting to say smoking is a killer anyway. That's why they banned all those commercials on TV last year.
There's more hazardous things than smoking. Don't worry. So want one? That a girl. Here. Come sit. Light this for me.
It's easier to light it yourself if you don't have your hand on that briefcase.
Just an insurance policy. Must be over Tacoma by now.
Tina. Okay. They're trying to get everything together in Seattle. Did he say anything else?
No, he seems calm when he talks. Maybe we should sit and keep him talking.
I don't want to spend any more time in that seat with him than possible. Sir, Captain forwarded your request and all should be met just fine. Chutes are coming from the local Air Force base and the money is coming from...
No. I want no military shoots. Civilian only.
I apologize. I'll pass that on to the captain. Captain, our guest said he doesn't want military shoots, civilian kind only.
Be sure to make the refueling happens right away. No delays.
305 to control, this is co-pilot Bill Radizek. Be advised, our friend does not, repeat, does not want military-grade chutes. Is there another destination to source them?
Roger, 305. Stand by. We'll have to begin checking local jump schools for that option.
Roger, control. Well, so much for landing on time. Passengers are going to start getting edgy. Do we tell them yet?
No. With the flight being short enough, we can come up with a good excuse. Buy us some time for them down there, and us up here.
Control, any estimates?
May take an hour or so, but they are stepping up on it.
Roger that, Control. We will delay landing upon further word.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Captain William Scott here. We will have a bit of delay landing in Seattle. There's a slight mechanical problem with the plane. Nothing to worry about. We've been asked to circle Seattle to burn off some excess fuel before landing. We will keep you apprised, but are estimating another hour or so until touchdown. Please let our stewardesses know if we can offer you anything from the galley. Northwest Air has granted a few free adult beverages for the inconvenience if you so desire. Thank you for your patience.
Well, it would have been nice if our friends had given us that bit of info to start with. How's Tina doing with our friend back there?
You know Tina. She could put a charging bull at ease. We have a little duck across the aisle that seems a little miffed about the situation, though. Some guy with a University of Oregon sweatshirt was making eyes at Tina when we first boarded. Not happy about all the attention we're giving 18F.
I thought he was in E.
He shifted to the window, trying to, keep his hand on the bomb most of the time now, too. He's getting real antsy.
Okay, don't worry about the college kid. He's not the agitated one with the bomb. Probably should move everyone forward. Might help keeping the attention off our friend back there. Can you and Alice handle that?
Yes, sir.
Folks, this is the captain again. I apologize. We have a little bit of an unorthodox request from our friends in flight control. Boeing engineers believe the best policy with the situation with the fuel burn is to shift passengers forward to maintain weight balance as we lighten our fuel load. Sorry for the inconvenience, but Alice and Florence will assist you in relocating to your new rows. Again, thank you for your patience.
Time noted is 15:53.
I appreciate you moving everyone up, but I told you, no funny stuff. Why are we not landing? Radio up to the captain that I'm done with this fooling around. Land the plane now, or I'll do this.
Captain, Skyjacker is demanding we land now. He's very upset.
Flight 305, do you have a profile on your friend up there?
Pardon me, let me see how close we are to landing.
Sir, as you heard the captain, he would like all the passengers to move forward to the front part of the plane.
No. Everyone else is moving. That should be enough. I'm settled in here anyway.
Sir, this wasn't a request. For everyone's safety, we kindly ask that you comply with the wishes of the FAA.
Listen, I'm a third-year engineering student. I've been on a lot of flights since I was a kid. I think everything will be okay if 150-pound college kid doesn't move up. Besides, the old guy over there isn't going either. Why should I? It'd be nice if one of you chicks paid me that much attention.
Kind of a hothead, isn't he?
Investigators are wanting to know what the Skyjacker looks like. What can you tell us, Flo?
He hasn't been up much. Tina mainly greeted him when we boarded in Portland. I'd say he's maybe about 6 feet. Black hair, age is about 50, weight 170.
Captain, he just told me as soon as all demands are met, he'll release the passengers. Also, he told us to request meals for the crew, and we're to fly to Mexico after he gets the money.
Oh, dinner and a vacation in Puerto. Control, Skyjacker insists the crew is fed. Also, be ready to top us off upon landing while bringing out the money. Apparently, there's another leg to this trip. Mexico is our next destination.
Roger, 305. No, chutes and ransom have not arrived yet, but we will have fuel trucks on standby for your arrival.
Roger, Control. Skyjacker is quite agitated now and says we should have landed. He pressed on the fact that we are to be back up in the air to wherever it is we're going next by 1700. It's looking like that is not going to happen. Noted time, 16:20.
Minneapolis to 305. $200,000 is a lot of money to withdraw all at once. Even Nairobi is going to need some time. We're talking with Seattle First National to make it happen. Assure him we are not stalling, and we'll get the money to him as soon as possible.
Roger that, Minneapolis.
We have a passenger on your manifest that boarded at Portland, had a previous arrest for drunkenness. Law enforcement computers are working on the case.
Roger, Minneapolis. Not quite sure what to do with that information. But our friend seems to hold his bourbon okay. Noted time, 16:45.
Flight 305, be advised that the money is on the way. It was picked up at more than one bank. Thank God for Seattle First National. I hope we never lose them. That's a damn fine bank. Also, at such a time as can occur, you will be clear to land on 16R. Park at the end to remain at a distance. This is an unlit area. Maybe he'd like more light out there.
Stand by.
We don't want the hijacker to think we're going to sneak up on the airplane.
We may have to play it by ear when we get down there.
Yes, sir.
Seattle wants to know where to park. Would he rather be away from terminal where it will be dark and hard to see, or near the terminal where it's brighter?
Captain, he says park away from the terminal. Being in the dark is fine.
We have just communicated with the individual and have apprised him of situation. He understands that it may not be possible to park in a totally secure lit area. He accepts it. Time now is 16:55.
Flight 305, be advised that everything is ready for your arrival.
Roger, Control, starting our approach.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. We have just been given clearance to land and will do so immediately. Sorry for the last-minute announcement, but we need you to take your seats and fasten your safety belts as quickly as time allows. We will be touching down in less than 5 minutes. Approximate time in Seattle is 5:39.
Flight Control, we have touchdown. Again, just to remind you, please make no moves that may upset him. We ask that you stay until we can coordinate with our friend in the back. Time, 17:45.
He says he wants the money and shoots right now.
Control, he says get the stuff out here right now.
Do you want the runway lights on bright?
No, you'd better turn them down. Our fuel truck's en route. Time, 17:47.
Fuel truck on its way out to you. Time noted, 17:49.
He says once money and shoots are on board, he'll release the passengers and all of us.
Minneapolis, our friend informed us passengers will be released as soon as money and chutes aboard. Time noted is 17:50.
305, courier car with bank bag and 4 requested
I see stair car being rolled into place. I'm now seeing a third fuel truck, but no visual on our money transport.
First fuel truck reported a vapor lock. Second one was low on fuel and ran out empty. Sorry about that, Captain.
Hey, what's happening? Why do those trucks keep coming and going?
Captain, he wants to know why there are so many fuel trucks.
We are told the first one had its fuel line locked up, the second one ran out before fully fueling the plane. The third one is about finished, I hope. Time is 18:04.
I'm tired of this. I said no funny stuff. Get this plane fueled, or I'll blow it up. No more stalling.
Sir, I'm sure the trucks really did have problems. They're not stalling.
Control, confirmation that I see the car approaching now. Time is 18:04.
I don't want anyone coming up or down that stairway other than you. You go down there, get the stuff.
He asked me to go and retrieve the money and parachutes. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, here's the money. I'm going back for the parachutes.
Where's the knapsack? I asked for the money in the knapsack.
I don't know. That's all they gave me. Can I go get the parachutes?
Yes, go. Go.
Okay, here are the parachutes.
Damn it. There's no D-rings. They know I need the D-rings.
Folks, thank you for your patience. We have just a few more formalities to follow. We did have to park a bit away from the gate, but we will be able to begin deplaning in a few minutes. I believe we are just waiting transport services, so you won't have to walk so far in the wet weather. Thank you.
Okay, I'm back inside. It took me a few trips, but I've gotten the parachutes and bag of money, and he's looking through the bag.
All is good. Everyone can go.
Okay, he said it's okay for them to go.
Okay, folks, it looks like that transport will not be arriving as expected. Our apologies. But you can begin deboarding the plane. Again, sorry for this afternoon's delays. We do hope you'll fly with us again in the future.
Bye, thank you for coming.
Thank you for flying. Have a great night.
Good night, have a good Thanksgiving.
All right, Captain. All the passengers have left the cabin.
Okay. We will fly to Mexico. You are not to fly above 10,000 feet. You are not to fly above 10,000 feet. Keep landing gear down. Flaps at 15 degrees.
Yes, this is Captain Scott. I hear you. That's fine, but I may need to make adjustments to one or more of the parameters to avoid stalling.
I don't think so, Captain. The plane will be just fine at those settings. Also, we are to take off with the rear door open and the stairs in the down position.
When we attempt to take off in that manner, I won't be able to rotate upward for liftoff.
Damn it. All right.
Control, Skyjacker has instructed us to fly below 10,000 feet with flaps at 15 degrees. This fella knows a thing or two about planes, it seems. Time noted, 1850.
Roger that, Captain.
Okay. Okay, all passengers are off. Can we leave now?
I don't see why not. But she stays here with me.
I thought all of us could go. Why Tina?
You two can go, but I'll need her to assist me with the stairs, since we can't take off with it down. Now, I think Tina better stay. You two can go. Wait, I forgot to tip you when I bought my drinks earlier. Wait a second, take these. I don't want them.
We don't want them either.
Captain, Florence and Alice have been released.
Why haven't you left, Tina?
Well, he told me I have to stay and help him with the stairs.
I'm sorry, Tina.
It's okay, Captain. Everyone else got to go. I'll stay back here and make sure he gets what he wants.
305, last fuel truck just finished and is leaving. He is returning released members of your crew to the terminal, the 2 stewardesses.
Roger, Control. Time noted, 1920.
Okay. Get the show on the road. No.
Did you hear that? He said we need to go now.
We heard. Okay, tell him we're obtaining clearance for takeoff. 305 to Control. Time is 1930. He has just called up and told us to get the show on the road.
Roger, 305, you are cleared to taxi and for takeoff from your current position. Whenever you're ready. Good luck, Honor.
Any restrictions on climbing?
That's a negative. All air traffic has been cleared from the area. No restrictions at all. Climb any way you can. Also, be advised that you will have some company up there. You will be followed all the way to Reno. One above, one below. They are on VHF frequencies only, however, so there will be no direct communication.
Sorry for all the trouble.
That's all right, Captain. No problem.
We are commencing with takeoff. Time is 19:37 p.m.
We have liftoff and are now proceeding to flight path Victor 23, climbing towards 7 at 000 feet elevation and level off in about 20 minutes. We are at 160 knots. Time 1940.
Okay, dear. Help me with this. Oh, no, don't worry about that. I'll either disarm it or take it with me, so what do we do here? All right, now the stairs. Now, how do I lower them when I'm ready?
Like this. Right here.
Okay, now go to the cockpit and stay there. On your way, close the front curtain and turn out the cabin lights. Do not come back.
305 to Control. Tina Mucklow just entered cockpit. Time is 1942.
He sent me up here and told me to stay.
What is he doing?
Well, he had me help him open the door and show him how to lower the stairs. And then I left. I looked back before I came in, and he was tearing open one of the parachutes and tying cords around his waist. maybe with the money? I don't know.
Well, we're just glad you're up here with us now. Let this guy do whatever he's going to do.
Minneapolis, be advised we have aft door and stair release indicator. All crew is in cockpit now. We've ascended to 7,000 feet just north of Kelso. 160 knots, time is 19:48 p.m.
Is the Skyjacker still on board?
Don't know, but we still have the aft stair light.
Well, one of your crew will have to do a cabin check and see if he's still aboard.
Roger that, Minneapolis, but the Skyjacker instructions were to leave him alone. For the safety of my crew and your plane, I will have to deny your request.
Understood, Captain. But if you're to continue any distance with flaps, gear, and stair in your current position, we recommend increasing speed to 170 knots. Can you relay your current fuel status?
At 160 knots, fuel flow is 4,500 pounds per hour.
Okay. Well, you'll not likely make Reno landing in that configuration, unless he is gone. Increasing altitude is recommended, but at 170, masks should be worn.
Copy that. Increasing altitude.
We're making preparations for possible landing sites at Portland, Medford, and Red Bluff, depending on fuel consumption and Skyjacker actions.
Minneapolis, has your team determined results of flying with aft exit being exposed as it is?
As long as you maintain optimal 170 knots, we're certain you'll be fine. This is not for general knowledge, Captain. It should remain in the cockpit, but we've learned from the CIA that 727s were used in covert ops in Nam to drop agents and supplies behind enemy lines. Well, as soon as you're reasonably sure the man's left, quicker you should land.
That has occurred to us.
Leveling off at 10,000 feet. Temperature reading outside of craft and possibly inside portion of aft cabin is minus 7 degrees Celsius.
We don't want to add stress to an already adverse situation, but FAA Chief Psychiatrist is of the opinion that he'll not only jump, but take a hostage with him, and likely attempt to detonate his explosive upon exit somehow.
Copy that. Might we suggest veering west and taking course out over the ocean so as to not endanger innocents on the ground?
Seattle to 305. We recommend against that as it would likely lose contact with FAA radars over Pacific. You'd be on your own.
I'm going to attempt another verbal over-cabin address. Stand by.
Is everything okay back there? Anything we can do for you?
No!
Be advised the aft stair light indicates full extension. Skyjacker is still with us. Time is 20:05.
Big Bud, here I go!
Captain, cripe, what was that? I've never seen anything like it. Have you?
Control, we just, instrumentations indicates an unexpected change in cabin pressure. Time was 8:12 p.m.
Flight 305, report.
We've got some slight pressure oscillations in the cabin. Instrumentation is a bit fluttery right now. He must be doing something with the stairs.
Just passed over Lewis River, approximately between Woodland and Ariel. Time to Oregon border, 6 minutes.
Things appear to be stabilized now. We'll report back if any event or change occurs. Time, 21:30. No abnormalities in instrumentation or communication from our friend in the cabin. Been flying manual since takeoff. Attempting to reach Skyjacker via interphone.
Are you there? Anybody back there? There's no answer, Captain.
We are making our approach to Reno now. We can land with that rear stairway down, but it may damage it. May not be able to take off again. Do you need help getting stairway up?
Okay, Bill, let's take her in.
Reno Control, this is Flight 305. Inbound. Clearance to land?
You're all clear to land, 119. Good to hear from you guys. You still have a passenger on board?
Unclear at this point. Aft stairs still descended. Be sure to look out your window for the light show. Reno Control, successful touchdown. We are parked. Going back to cabin now. Stand by. Are there any more instructions? Hello? Sir? Cabin appears to be clear. No sign of our friend. He belongs to the world now.
What a night. I'll be giving thanks that everyone is safe. Still, I wish we'd caught that rascal.
We'll get him. See you tomorrow for daylight search. Try to get some rest.
See you out in Hillsboro. I want to take off by 6 a.m. and catch Cooper still asleep in the woods.
Well, it's just past 3 a.m., and I feel like a boy waiting up for Santa Claus at Christmas. Will D.B. Cooper come to my house for Thanksgiving? Leave me $200,000 under the turkey? Everyone seems giddy about this masked man of the air. We talked to a few folks earlier this evening. This is what they had to say.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. I must be delirious from lack of sleep.
He didn't hurt anybody, and if he took the trouble to plan this thing out so thoroughly, well, good luck to him. Most of the people here hope that he kind of makes it.
How about the 41 people that were threatened?
Technically, of course, the man should be caught. But if I were going to do something like that, I wish I could do as well as he did.
Bull.
By your uniform, I see your name is Chuck Miller, a sailor in the U.S. Navy?
Yes, stationed at Sandpoint Naval Air Station in Seattle. Yes, sir.
Humph. Boadies.
I drive a cab all night in Seattle, and I don't hardly make much, and that's okay. But the way I see it, anybody smart enough to take $200,000 just like that ought to make a clean getaway. I'm not saying he's right, understand, but he plain had guts.
Well, almost everyone was excited.
The hijackers, all of them represent a breakdown in the nation's enforcement system. I believe the hijackers should be hunted down and killed.
That was an attorney from Seattle, folks. I sure hope he's not the DA.
Call yourself a reporter? Accomplice, more like it.
I'm sitting here in the office of University of Washington sociology professor Dr. Otto Larson. Dr. Larson is the author of the 1968 book Violence and the Mass Media and has served on the Presidential Committee for Causes and Prevention of Violence. Dr. Larson, you've seen the additional reports of this skyjacking. Some have described it as a Robin Hood syndrome. Is this how you would characterize it?
We all like adventure stories. That hijacker took the greatest ultimate risk. He showed real heroic features, mystery, drama, romanticism, a high degree of skill, and all the necessities of a perfect crime. This man was neither political nor neurotic. His motive was simply $200,000, and people can understand that. His was an awesome feat of man against machine, one man overcoming, for the time being anyway, technology, the corporation, the establishment, the system.
As a Boeing engineer, I would say it'd be a very safe drop. He'd be away from the flaps and other engines and go straight down. You see, the 727 was designed with a rear door at the extreme end of the plane, right under the tail. In fact, we first designed the 727 in the early 60s and began doing tests for the military to see if paratroopers...
I'm sorry. I'm afraid that's all the information we can give you at this time. If you'd like any further questions answered, please direct those to our corporate communications department. Thank you.
We we talked to the man responsible for supplying D.B. Cooper with his parachutes, 2 of which he used and 1 of which was marked with an X, the X unknown to airport officials at the time.
Well, you see, Seattle Sky Sports is my business. I specialize in training jumps for all kinds of folks and scenarios. Night jumps, low altitude, you name it. One of the packs was only a ground training model, though. It couldn't have been fastened onto any kind of main parachute harness, nor could it have been opened for descent. It was delivered by mistake. They grabbed the first one in sight, not knowing anything about parachutes. It doesn't usually go off the ground.
What? Well, we may not find you sleeping off your adventure after all. Maybe you'll be impaled on some tree, easier to spot from my tailor craft.
Well, it's a damp and chilly morning, the day after Skyjacker D.B. Cooper leapt from the belly of a 727 into these woods with $200,000 of airliner money. Cowlitz and Clark counties have joined forces along with many volunteers and the FBI looking for the nefarious air pilot. We're here with Sheriff Cotton. Sheriff, do you believe the suspected Skyjacker landed in these woods?
Well, look, we're following up on the best information reported to us by the FBI and information from the FAA. We know these woods very, very well. Many of our boys hunt and fish out here on R&R. If he landed in this strip south of Woodland that he supposedly jumped, well, we'll know where he is before he does.
What I'd like to know is how much does $200,000 weigh? That must be quite a package to be jumping out of an airplane with.
Look, son, the money is not the big deal here. The man jumped from the back of a plane into the middle of a winter storm. Now, from what we can tell, other than the chutes, he was ill-prepared for such a stunt. But still, he went ahead with it. This guy must have known what he was doing. That's the only kind of commercial plane you could actually bail out of. He must have picked it out, and he knew to tell the pilot how to set the flaps and the wheels. It's a pretty spectacular feat he pulled off. I bet a lot of people are rooting for him to get away.
You almost sound like you're rooting for him yourself, Sheriff.
Well, look, son, I'll do my job, you do yours. Either he's hung up in the branches of a tree somewhere and we won't find him until next deer season, or he's home watching us on TV laughing his fool head off.
Well, loot or no loot, terrain in this area is extremely rugged. Most of it is sparsely populated, save for the occasional hunter or fisherman, forested, mountainous, with many lakes and streams. It's difficult country to search.
I just see that suitcase full of money breaking open halfway down.
Excuse me, sir.
Well, that fella's probably still out there, in this rain, trying to pick up all them bills scattered all over.
Well, this has been a KGW special report. Looking for the man, D.B. Cooper, who fell out of the sky somewhere here over southwest Washington.
What is that? Well, I'm sorry, folks. I apologize for this intrusion. Dan told us that this was an unlisted line, and we had plugged it in so we could have the dial tone sound effect. Probably you should just hang up. What?
I heard about this show happening tonight. I even came for a while to listen out of curiosity.
Excuse me, sir. Who is this? What's going on here?
Who is this?
Sorry, let me turn this down. I was glad you let me know about listening on the radio, so I left and was listening in my car.
I'm sorry, but who is this? What is your name?
Dan Cooper. As far as anyone knows, that is. I felt a bit uncomfortable reliving it again after all these years. Not that I haven't thought about it. One of the biggest moments of my life. I've been to the aerial parties and read all those books and news articles. Even that Treat Williams movie has fun parts. But hearing it reenacted as if it were the real deal, at least the side of the story I was involved with, that was really something. You know, my favorites are the ones claiming to know the real D.B. Cooper. The guys who had a deathbed confession or something, Most of them were good for a lark. Funny how those authors couldn't even get all the facts right. All they had to do was read Himmelsbach's book, being that the FBI had most of it correct. But typical of most writers, they went more for the soap opera telling that sells copies rather than sticking to the truth. At least the newspapers attempt to get things straight, although they foul it up as well, especially the name. I have no idea how that happened. Unintentional, I suppose. Speaking of the newspapers, I left that envelope on the table before I left. You should take a look at it. An article from the Columbian around the time I jumped. Man, that was a close call. But I guess it's good to have alibis. Not much to do about it now, though. Been too long. Goodbye, Vancouver, and thank you for the fun stories. It really is your story now, your lore. Until we all meet up in the skies.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's a newspaper article from the Columbian dated Friday, November 26, 1971. Headline reads, "Man Survives Long Exposure in Icy Waters." A Vancouver area man survived a lengthy ordeal in the chilly waters of Lake Merwin after his boat capsized. He was found along the shore of the lake at 1 a.m. Thursday after possibly being in the water for up to 10 hours. The man, Clarence M. Thompson, 78th Street, was taken to Vancouver Memorial Hospital, where he was transferred to the coronary care unit. He was listed in satisfactory condition today. Cowlitz County Sheriff's Office reported at Kelso that Thompson was in the water 40 to 50 feet away from his boat. Mrs. Thompson said this morning her husband told her that he rowed the upside-down boat to shore, paddling with his hands and feet. Part of his body was out of the water when he was found, Mrs. Thompson was informed. She did not know how long he might have been in the water, but she thought it was 9 to 10 hours. Cowlitz County Sheriff's Office was notified at 8:13 p.m. Wednesday that Fisherman Thompson was overdue on a trip into Spila Bay, where it's located on the north shore of Lake Merwin near the east end of the lake. Searchers who first discovered the wet, nearly frozen angler a mile east of the mouth of Celia Bay were a son-in-law and residents of Ariel. Thompson was not conscious, and his legs were still in the water when found. Thompson was quoted as saying that he had started to head into shore about 3 p.m., and that the boat slipped over when he stood up to move a cushion. A bad storm hit the area about 4 p.m., and the wind was blowing hard. He said that Thompson said that he didn't recall much about this, and he remembered nothing that happened after he had reached the point about 50 feet from shore. Searchers Wednesday night included, and these names are redacted here, the hunt was coordinated by Deputy Ira Billups of Cowlitz County's Sheriff's Office. Well, that was sort of an unexpected development to this radio show, and I don't really know what to do now except to say that we should return you now to our regularly scheduled programming.
Okay. You've just experienced Reimagine Radio's recounting of the skyjacking of Flight 305 by the famed criminal D.B. Cooper, the infamous and yet unsolved domestic hijacking in our nation's history. It resulted in many changes in our culture. For the commercial air industry, metal detectors, x-rays, and security personnel were instituted to prevent any would-be hijackers from boarding and threatening an airliner. As for the Boeing 727 with its central tail exit, a device known as the Cooper vane, was almost immediately installed on all jets with underbody stairwell leading from exits. The Cooper vane is a mechanical aerodynamic wedge that engages just after takeoff to prevent the exit door stairwells from being opened mid-flight. In popular culture, it put the I-5 corridor, Portland, Oregon, through Vancouver, Washington, and up on into Woodland and Ariel on the proverbial map. For many years, a D.B. Cooper-themed party occurred at the tiny former post office former biker bar, former restaurant / convenience store / tavern annually the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Donna Elliott faithfully put on the bash from noon until midnight with live band, parachute singing, theory swapping, D.B. Cooper lookalike contests, and even guest appearances. Brian Ingram, and now a grown lad, that had discovered a trove of some $5,800 of the Cooper cash digging a fire pit on the shores of the Columbia River in Vancouver, Washington. Vancouver holds a special place for the famed outlaw, even though he never set foot here. Or did he? Or she? One Washington couple believes D.B. Cooper to be the first gender reassignment patient that pulled off the heist mid-op as a man, completed the series of surgeries, and lived out the remainder of her life undetected as a woman. Theories about who could it be? Maybe, quite possibly, we shall never know.